Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Maybe I should go live on Instagram as well. Maybe it's too early in the morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me know if y'all can hear me. What up, Angel? Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Kimberly. Can y'all hear me? Good morning. Trying to see if I should. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. All right, bet. So I'm gonna talk about relationships real fast. I'm trying to see if I should trying to see if I should go live. Well, I'm trying to see if I should go live on Instagram as well. But we're gonna talk about relationships real fast. I don't know about real fast, but we're gonna deal. So I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, and we'll see. Hold on, maybe I should have a caption and pin it. All right, so I wanna deal with this hold on one second. What up, CC? I want to deal with this topic, man. Hey, Lakeisha. I want to deal with this topic that I saw, and it's like, it blew my mind. It blew my mind because it's like when I saw the when I saw the comment, it kind of baffled me because the person was kind of playing the victim. All right, and so the title of this is Damaged People in Relationships. All right, damaged people in relationships. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook trying to get this out. So let's talk about it real fast. All right. Again, damaged people in relationships. All right. So, all right, here it is. So this is my take on it, right? So the comment said, why do men date damaged women only to damage them even worse? Okay. The comment said, why do men date damaged women only to damage them even more? And that just kind of sparked my attention for a minute, because when I thought about it, I actually left a comment. And the true reality is this, is that you will begin to, whatever you are, whatever state of life that you in, that will be what you attract or draw into your life, right? So if a woman or if a man is damaged, then guess what? If you're looking for a relationship, then please believe you will attract another damaged individual. So therefore, when you're looking at your life, you can't really play the victim. It's the simple fact that you know that you damaged, but yet you still want to enter into the relationship and then play the victim as if somebody damaged you even worse. No, when you enter into a relationship and you're not healed, you already entering into a damaged situation, because there's nothing that you can give a person damaged. when you are not healed, and I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but when you are not healed to the sense of you're sane, you will make decisions that compromise your beliefs. You will make decisions that are unlikely to help you in a healthy relationship. And therefore, the person that you probably draw to you was also damaged, and two damaged people can't help each other heal. Hear what I'm saying? If I'm damaged and she's damaged, only thing that can come out of this is damaged results. Because the reality of it is after the sex, because let's keep it 100. Everybody who are a Christian ain't living the life that we should all live, which we need to. But however, and some people that follow me are not Christians or whatever, so it's cool just to hear what I'm saying. When you enter into that situation and in that space of place, you begin to draw a damaged life. So after the sex, and after the honeymoons and all, and after the chemistry ain't no more chemistry, after the reality sets in that this relationship is not what I thought it would be, now you cannot play the victim of somebody hurt you. You hurt you by entering into a relationship and you know that you wasn't ready. But because you had the fear of loneliness, hear what I'm saying? Because you had a fear of loneliness, you decided to entertain somebody that was not qualified to walk with you, that was not qualified to be your mate, that was not qualified to love on you, that was not qualified to speak into you, that was not qualified to even help you heal. Because the truth of the matter is, yes, God put people in our lives to help us heal, but then there are things that we got to do before those people enter into our lives. So if you want to be a victim and stay a victim, then keep dating damaged. Keep dating damaged and keep looking at what somebody did to you versus you looking at what you're doing to yourself. Because if I date a woman right now and I was like not healthy or whatever, and I know that I was still broken, but guess what I'm going to do? I just allowed another person to hurt me. Why? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to, watch this now. Y'all don't think about this one. I'm going to compromise because I want to keep this person. Right? Why? Because the last person hurt me. So I'm going to make sure that this relationship works. So guess what? You find yourself trying your best to make a damaged thing healthy. You find yourself trying to make something work because of your ego, because of what happened to you in your past relationship. And so therefore, you find yourself staying in something that you know that you should not stay in, but because of embarrassment, because of people pleasing, you rather stay in it and prove that it's going to work. But the truth is, it was already damaged before it got started. But see, that's the thing. It's not even about guys or girls. It's both. It's girls in wolf clothing. It's men in wolf's clothing. The thing about it is we can't keep pointing the finger at male or female because it's a lot of dirty men out there and it's a lot of dirty women out there. It's a lot of just crazy people in this world that we have to be careful because we are attracting these type of people. I'm not finna sit here and act like everybody coming to my life have great intentions because they started out good. Everybody that comes in your life does not have a great intention. Everybody that comes in your life don't want to practice celibacy or abstinence or whatever you want to call it. Everybody don't want to do that. Everybody don't want to hear about your past and your hurt. Sometimes people want to come into your life only to get something that they couldn't get prior. And once they get what they couldn't get prior, then they moving on to the next situation. And that's just the reality, y'all. We got to be 100 with this thing. We can't keep playing victims. We got to play wisdom. If you keep playing a victim, then you'll never look at wisdom. Wisdom will always instruct you on what to do properly, accordingly. Victim will always make you compromise because you've been a victim for so long. And so guess what? You are used to a pattern of life. And because you're used to a pattern of life, I am used to a man not taking care of me. I am used to a man not loving on me. So guess what? I'm going to attract the same type of man that don't love on me, that don't take care of me. And then I'm going to now let him be added to the victim list. I mean, to the person who hurt me list. Now I'm going to blame him for what happened before he even came into my life. Think about that. Now you blaming the new man for an old man mistake. All he did was follow the pattern because you attracted him. You attracted her. I'm just saying, hear what I'm saying now? So we gotta stop with the victim mentality and understand that it is up to me to change the perspective or the trajectory of my life. And so therefore it goes back to what I talked about prior. You gotta break the curse. You gotta break the curse. Well, here's the deal. We can ask God for discernment, right? But the truth of the matter is God has already given us wisdom. Hear what I'm saying? He has already given us wisdom. And the problem is a lot of us don't want to use the wisdom, but then we want to fall back on discernment. But because we never use the wisdom, we can't even recognize discernment. I just said something good right there. I ain't even never heard that before. Real talk. If you don't acknowledge wisdom, how can you acknowledge discernment? It's impossible. Because a lot of times, watch this, you see the red flags, right? You see the red flags, but yet you don't want to use the wisdom, and then discernment kicks in and you say something ain't right about this, but guess what? You still stay. So you ignored wisdom, followed by ignoring the discernment. Think about that now. You can't acknowledge one and not acknowledge the other. It ain't gonna work like that. You gotta understand, if I'm gonna follow the guidelines of Christ, and if I want a healthy relationship, then I have to follow everything. I can't pick up one and put down the other. Because guess what's gonna happen in your relationship? Gonna put down you and pick up somebody else. Every time you put down one order of God to pick up something else, that's how the next person is going to do you. They're going to put you down to pick up somebody else who they think is better than you, and you know that you was good for them. But guess what? They wasn't good enough for you. And so I'm just saying, we can't keep living life blaming people, talking about, they hurt me even more. You can't live that life. When I was in my past relationship, I knew she wasn't good for me. And I knew, and let me be clear, I'm not going to be the victim in this. I knew that in my past situationships that I wasn't good for them. Let's just be 100. Sometimes when you enter into a relationship, you know you ain't good for this person. Let's take the victim all out of this. I knew that certain women that I dated, I wasn't good for them, because where they wanted me to be, I knew I would never go, because I ain't see them like that. Let's just be 100. But see, watch this. Here it is. Watch this. I only saw them for the moment. Woo, that's good. Hey, listen, hear me. Sometimes you have to be honest enough to recognize that sometimes a person only sees you for the moment. And sometimes when you enter into a relationship with somebody, you only see that person for the moment. That's why after your moment is fulfilled, you're ready to move on to the next situation. Come on, you ain't always the victim. Sometimes you're the player. Let's just keep it 100. Listen, y'all know me. I keep it 1,000, man. I keep it 100. And that's just facts. I have dated women that was good for my moment. And that's just real talk, man. And so that's why I can recognize a red flag. Because I was a red flag. I was a dude that I was like, listen, don't date me. Because I'm only going to get one thing. I only need you for one season. Come on. Let's keep it 100. And it ain't always lust. And that's the thing. When you want somebody for the moment, it ain't always lust. Sometimes I want to be entertained. Let's keep it 100. It ain't got to do it. Sometimes there are women I dated I never had sex with. I just needed a moment to fulfill my emptiness. I needed somebody I can go to lunch with, go to the movies with, and that's it. Not nothing sexual, not nothing, I mean, let's just keep it 100. It wasn't always a lust thing. It was a fill the void thing. And sometimes when you are in a damaged place and when somebody select to date you, you can't even recognize that they only dating you to fulfill a void. And I don't want to be a part of a void. I want to be a part of love. I want to be a part of manifestation of my prayers, right? This is why you got to be careful with entertaining your loneliness. Because when you entertain your loneliness, you also find yourself liking somebody, but you didn't even recognize that you only liked them but for a moment. And so now you say it just didn't work out, but truthfully, now you hurt that person. Man, I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'm just trying to give it to y'all, you know what I'm saying, how I sense it. Because at the end of the day, if we all are honest with ourselves, we done damaged some people. There were women that wanted to marry me back in my day when I was out there doing my thing. I knew I would never marry them. And guess what? The crazy part about it is I found myself living in regret. Because I met some dope women. But at the mental capacity that I was in at that time, I only saw them for the moment that I was in. And just hear what I'm saying to y'all. We got to be very careful of selecting and being chosen for moments. You got to get into a relationship that chose you for destiny. Hear what I'm saying to you? You got to get with somebody that chose you for destiny. Okay? That's it. I want to. And guess what? If you chose me for destiny, that means you're going to put up with me. And I got to put up with you. That means ain't no quick fixes. That means whatever we go through, because we aligned with destiny, that we are willing to help each other get to whatever place we got to get to in this life, because we are choosing each other for destiny. That's when the Bible says that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, because he found the woman that is designed for destiny. That means we ain't getting no breakups. That means we ain't getting no splits. That means we ain't getting no goddamn separations and we need to cool off a bit. No, that means if you mad at me, I'm going to sleep on the couch tonight. But in the morning, we're going to talk about this thing and we're going to resolve it. That means we might be angry in this car, headed to this event. But when we step outside this car, we're going to act like ain't nothing never happened. You got to understand a destiny mate. See, that's why a lot of people are hurt and broken, because a lot of people are choosing moment people. I want somebody that is aligned with my destiny, because when my crazy show up, she gonna know how to handle my crazy. Hear what I'm saying? Because when her crazy show up, I'm gonna know how to handle her crazy. I'm gonna walk up, say, child, she have her crazy moment. Baby, I'll be back. That means let me know when you finish being crazy, and then we'll talk about it. Because guess what? I vowed to not go nowhere. Because I know this is the woman that God designed for me. I'm not finna go look for another woman. I don't care how perfect another woman can be. Everybody-ish stinks. Somebody got a problem somewhere else. So I'm not finna leave my situation because she may got an issue that eventually through prayer can be resolved. But I chose her for destiny. I didn't choose her for my moment. And ladies, when you looking at a man, you look at a man that choose you for destiny. That means, watch this. That means he's going to love you through everything. That means you're going to love him through everything. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, it's a difference. It's a difference. So guess what? Hurt people will no longer hurt people no more. Because hurt don't live here. Only destiny lives here. See, the only reason why you can say hurt people is because you was hurt and you attracted a hurt person, and that hurt person hurt you because you were still hurt and they were still hurt. But when you healthy, I don't attract hurt people. A hurt person might be attracted to me, watch this, but that don't mean I'm going to accept them, because I'm too healed to accept somebody that's broken. I'm too healed to accept somebody that's damaged. My discernment spoke to me the moment you looked at me, and I knew you wasn't for me because you too broken, sir. You too broken, ma'am. And that's what you got to be in this life, y'all. When you walk in with power and you walking in the strength, you know how healthy you are. And so I can't attract no hurt. I can't attract no broken man. And when I say attract, I'm talking about marriage. I'm talking about a true godly relationship. You might look at me, but my discernment gonna tell you, don't even approach me. My Holy Spirit gonna tell you, nah. Nah. Don't even try it. I'm just saying, when you really know who you are, when the Bible says, when the enemy comes in like a flood, he'll build up a standard. My standard will speak. Oh my God. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your standard will speak. That's why it is important that you heal. Because when you properly heal, your standard gonna speak for you. You ain't never gotta open your mouth. Your persona says, I don't play that. Your persona says, bruh, you too broken for me. Yeah, you can look at me, but don't approach me. And that don't mean I'm being mean, because I could walk classy. I could be a handsome man. I could be a beautiful woman. But at the end of the day, guess what? I don't have to have a nasty attitude. It's just my Holy Spirit. It blocked you forever entering into my environment, because I only attract success. See, and that doesn't mean, and hear me, y'all. That don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, that everybody is completely healed. I'm just saying I am at a level that now God says you are ready for your destiny mate. Because when I'm ready for my destiny mate, the other portions of my life that needs to heal, God will allow, now says it's time for your destiny mate to help you heal from these other areas. But I still got to do my own part. That doesn't mean that you might not go through, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, wait, what? What about people? If you have a mental illness, you got to get help still. Mental illnesses has to get help. I am not dating nobody with a mental illness who have not sought to get help. Period. I'm not dating somebody because I feel sorry for them. Hear what I'm saying to you? I'm not dating nobody because I feel like I can fix them. I am only dating who God says I am dating. I am only marrying the woman that I'm going to date. Hear what I'm saying to y'all? I ain't got time to sit here and allow myself. Listen, man, my birthday is next Wednesday. I ain't got time to be flipping out of relationships. At some point, you got to say I'm too old for this. I'm just saying, at some point, you got to be like, man, I'm grown. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, by now, I should know better. And if you don't know better by now, and if you still dating a boy, and if you still dating a girl who want to be a community girlfriend, then you tripping. Because if you ain't acknowledging your experiences, see, the thing about experience is your experience represents your wisdom. If I've been in enough broken relationships, my experience has already taught me, listen, bruh, you need to chill, okay? Because guess what? I would rather heal than to keep getting hurt. And so if that means to be lonely for a season, then guess what? I'm going to be lonely for a season. If that means I got to look at myself and be my own whatever, a confidant or whatever, then so be it. But if my experiences tell me I have a history of selecting the wrong type of woman, then why am I going to keep selecting the wrong type of woman with the same spirit? That means my spirit got to shift. Well, my spirit is already aligned with God. That means I have to acknowledge my spirit and not acknowledge my flesh. So until I gain strength over my flesh, then I'm going to tell God to help me sustain myself in this season where I don't have nobody. Because I need to heal, right? I need to let my spirit man rule my fleshly man, because my fleshly man keeps choosing a temporary situation or a temporary fix. And so when you're looking at your life and you're looking at all the damaged situations and people that's damaged, then you got to look at what decisions are you making from your flesh? What decisions are you making strictly from your flesh? Think about that. Because when you function from the spirit, you ain't going to operate and choose nothing that ain't godly, because the spirit can only lead you to a spiritual result. That means I am choosing the ways of God for my life. But in my flesh, I get weak. In my flesh, I choose somebody that ain't tied to my destiny. In my flesh, I choose somebody who the devil, watch this, lied to me about and made me believe that they was going to be my wife. For the ladies, made y'all believe they was going to be your husband. See, the devil is cunning. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And one of the main areas of our lives is the devil comes in to allow us to believe something that's a lie. Why? Because everybody wants a relationship. Everybody wants to be in love. Everybody wants to have a warm body next to them. But so guess what? Satan gonna come in and produce a lie and make you accept somebody that ain't qualified to love on you. And then because now you wrapped up in it and you believe that they could have been the one, now you find yourself in a situation where you're trying to hold on to something that ain't even gonna be. Because why? You ever said to yourself, I'm too deep in it now? You ever said to yourself, but I got too much history with this person? You ever said to yourself, but we got 2 kids? Come on now, think about it. You ever said to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Man, but we got a business together? Yeah. The devil gonna make you believe that this person was for you. Gonna get you locked up, tied up, and tangled. Now you in entanglement. Straight up, man. Now you entangled. Because you thought that this person, you know what I'm saying, was for you. Because if Satan comes to lie, watch this. Now you don't even, you won't even use this type of discernment that you really know that you can use. Why? Because you was caught up in the lie. And see, that's the thing, fellas, ladies. When you look at somebody, let me tell you something. I can look at somebody and know when they lying to me. And I ain't even got to know you. But I can look at you, and if you telling me a story, I know if it's a lie or not. I'm telling you. I can't explain it other than the Holy Spirit. So when you know that you align with God, and somebody start telling you all this and telling you all that, I promise you, if you pay close attention, you will know if he lying to you. I'm telling you. And if you know that somebody lying to you, see, the problem is, this the problem. And I found this to be a lot with the ladies. You know a man lying to you. And you know what the problem is? You still say, but I'm going to stay. And I'm just going to see. Think about that for a moment. You still say, but I'm going to see what's going to happen. You still say, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to see if what I believe to be true. You knew it to be true. And then the problem is, you ain't find it out to be true until 6 months down the line. Now y'all done had soul ties. Y'all done had some sex. And sometimes when I say y'all had sex, doesn't mean physical. Sometimes you have mental sex, mental stimulation. Sometimes a lot of y'all really walking this walk with God and y'all ain't having physical sex. But because he mentally stabilized you in a warped phase, or she, now you locked in. Now you locked in because if you don't know by now, mental stimulation is sometimes deeper than sexual stimulation. Because when somebody can get into your mind and control your mind, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So that's why you got to be very careful. And you got to choose destiny, people, man. Wisdom is everything. I know a lot of people keep saying discernment. Like I said, if you haven't heard what I said earlier, you cannot acknowledge discernment without acknowledging wisdom. If you acknowledge the wisdom of God, you will eventually be followed by ignoring the discernment. So you got to be very careful, people. You got to stop dating damaged. You can't keep dating damaged and expecting that you're going to finally meet the man or the woman that God designed for you. It is impossible. It is earthly impossible. Even if you take a listen, you cannot even be a person that is saved. Okay? Let's just take a life principle. Taking a life principle will teach you in itself that even if I date somebody, because guess what? A damaged person, what y'all fail to realize is this. A damaged person, if a damaged person keep dating while damaged, do you know that that is also mental illness? Hear what I'm saying to you? So if a damaged person keeps dating damaged, that means they have a mental illness. And if they have a mental illness and fail to seek therapy, guess what happens? That same damagedness, without you being a man or woman of God, is still a principle that because that person has not sought therapy, that they will still be damaged and they will eventually damage me because their mental illness exists and their mental illness will manifest eventually. And so a lot of times y'all think mental illness is a person that's act crazy. Well, I'm here to bring you the public service announcement. You are acting crazy every time you look up and you keep dating damaged. Well, then you got to check yourself into therapy. How about that? Just because somebody have a mental illness don't mean they walk around with a gun in their hand or blah, 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 talking to themselves. No. You can be a serial dater. I'm serious now. You could be a serial dater who go around dating people and hurting them. That's right, Debbie. A destiny relationship is a kingdom spouse. Come on, girl. A kingdom spouse, what Debbie said. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of mental illnesses going on. It's a lot of people who don't want to recognize that you got a mental health issue. And sometimes, and let me just say this for all my saved people, okay? All my folk who go to church and believe in Jesus Christ. You can't always pray away mental health, okay? You can't always just lay hands on somebody and touch them and start praying and speaking in tongues and think mental health gonna go away. Sometimes you need to go seek help. That means go get some counseling, okay? Let's stop always thinking that prayer gonna always take away a mental illness. That ain't always the case. Because guess what? God allowed people to be licensed. He allowed people to have jobs to be able to help people. So your miracle can come in seeking help from the people that is qualified to give you advice or therapy to put you in a better mental place. That does not mean always going to the church counselor and saying, Pastor, pray for me. No, I need an unbiased help. Somebody that can really help me come out of this thing. So, I was trying to tell y'all, man. Because I'm telling you, some people that I counsel, I be like, you ever found yourself talking to somebody and you already gave them the advice? And you know the Lord spoke through you, and then you look up and they still asking you for some advice, and you be like, I just told you what to do. That's mental illness. Because they never heard you the first time. Because they still wanted to do what they wanted to do. And a lot of times, you got to look at your own life. Sometimes you still want to do what you want to do, no matter how much you ask me to pray for you. Because at the end of the day, as people say, he said what he said, or she said what she said, but guess what? You're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day, no matter who pray for you, no matter what word you get. At the end of the day, you have to want to be healed. You have to have a desire not to date a damaged person. You got to want to be, you know what I'm saying? Hey, quarantine is a reason. It's a lot of people that need to quarantine. And y'all may look at this whole pandemic differently, but it's a lot of people that needs to quarantine for 14 years, not just 14 days, because you got some issues that only God can fix and some therapy can fix. Hope y'all hear what I'm saying to y'all, man. Exactly. They need professional help. And sometimes I can acknowledge that sometimes I'm not the professional for you. You really got to seek professional help. Because a lot of people, let me tell you this, a lot of your deep-rooted issues in relationships comes from your history, comes from your past. And a lot of times, I'm going to put y'all on a secret. A lot of times when I was dating women and I was sleeping around, you know what's crazy? Hold on, y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize that while I was dating all these women, I was actually looking for my daddy's love. I know that sounds crazy, but hear what I'm saying to y'all. I was still searching for my daddy's love. So because my dad was absent from my life, and I'm not talking about just my biological dad, it's just the fact that I didn't have a father, right? I have a heavenly father, but I didn't have that tangible dad, right? And so me dating women to fill a void, I was actually looking for them to fill the void of my father. And that's just a fact. I was looking for them to fill the void of my dad, my absent father. So when I knew I wasn't ready, I knew I wasn't going to mess with these people forever. But at the moment of me feeling like I ain't got nobody, I was looking and searching for my dad's love and having sex with women. And then my mom was very hard, but my mom was a very loving person, but she never was affectionate. So at the same time, having an absent father, but my mom showed love by giving because she was a single mom. So my mom worked 3 jobs to take care of us the whole 9. I knew my mom loved us passionately because of sacrifices. But at the same time, I was still looking for somebody to hold me. Watch this now. I was looking for somebody to hold me. I was looking for affirmation. I was looking for confirmation. I was looking for somebody to just say, I believe in you. And guess what? Who did not have a motive, who did not have an agenda. I just wanted somebody to say, I'm proud of you. So me being promiscuous had nothing to do with the ladies or nothing to do with me wanting to be a player. It was a void that I was looking for. It was a place in my life that I was looking for that never got the qualifications of true love. So at the end of the day, guess what? Me being a person who never settled down at the time, me being a person who went from women to women, truth of the matter is, I was just looking for somebody to love me. That's what it all boils down to, guys. And so guess what? I was damaged at childhood. I was damaged at childhood. And I did not know that my childhood relationships will affect my adult relationships. It affected my adult decisions. And so guess what? Now here's the flip side to it. Because I never got my daddy's love and I never got affirmation, guess what happened? Although I was looking for somebody to love me, I was also ready to reject love. Woo, come on. That was good. I was looking to reject love while I was looking to be loved. Why? Because I was afraid that they would do to me what my daddy did and walk out. So I never wanted somebody to have that much control over my emotions. I'm giving y'all some good word, man. So while I was looking for it, I was ready to reject it. So I kept myself in a middle ground. And you know what that middle ground looked like? Numbness. So while she wanted to be with me, while she was a wife, I was still numb. So I could not even acknowledge her wife characters. Because I already said I'm not going to even look at her like that. Because you ain't going to have the power to hurt me. You ain't going to have the power to walk out on me. You ain't going to have the power of make me miss a meal because I'm over here emotionally stressing about, are you cheating on me? Or is this relationship going to work out? So guess what? I didn't give you all of me. I was giving plenty women me. Why? Because at the end of the day, as long as I can have plenty of women around me, not one woman have the power to hurt me. Because if she trip, I can go to her. If she trip over there, I can go to her. Because I was numb. And so a lot of y'all choose people, honestly, because you're numb. Because you're tired. You've been in and out of relationships. You're tired of being broken. And you just be like, you know what? How many of y'all ever said, and you are believers in God, that even if I don't get married, I'm just going to go have a baby because I want a child? How many people said that? I've said it. I've said it as a pastor. If I don't get married, I'm just going to make a girl pregnant. Why? Because I wanted to see myself in somebody. I wanted to see my heart outside of my chest. I wanted to see a child. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to love a child. Why? Because I never had my own. I mean, I never had that type of love. So I was willing and have said to myself, if I don't get married, I'm still going to have a child. And guess what? That's the sake of y'all follow me, because I said to myself, I got to have my own biological child. And this is me being transparent. I had already made up in my mind, because I want to give the love that God placed inside of me into a child, and I want to see my legacy continue. Why? Because at some point, we all get tired. At some point, we all grow numb to a relationship. If you've been in multiple relationships, you just get numb. And it's not that you're trying to get numb. Your experiences cause you to be numb. And this just being 100. This is why you got to protect your space. And this is why you got to renew your mind daily. Because if you don't renew your mind daily, you'll find yourself making a decision like I just said. You'll find yourself, and check this out. Think about it. I got all these people following me on social media. But that still ain't enough. Because I have been ready to compromise and say I would lose everybody for following me because I made a girl pregnant because I need a child. Think about that. I couldn't trust nobody to marry, so I'm ready to say, you know what? I knew that pastor was out there sleeping around. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I want a child, right? So I didn't care what y'all think about me, because I needed to fill the void. Think about that. Because I still needed to fill a void. And I needed to have a child. Think about that. Ready to risk it all. This is why healing has to take place. Now, I'm not in that mental place right now, but I have been. But I got healed. I got healed, y'all. And all I'm saying is, you gotta take some time to get healed. Because guess what? If I just said to myself, let me just have a child, then guess what I also did? I could have impregnated a woman who is probably the craziest person on earth and make the next 18 years of my life a miserable hell. And this is why you have to understand, what are you marrying into and what are you allowing to intercede inside of you? Because you might want something for a moment and you think that just because I have a child that, is going to go perfect. No. You lay down with somebody, you be ready to deal with that person for the next 18 years. Especially when it's out of the will of God. You don't know what can happen. You don't know listen, anybody could present something before the child. But you ever seen people who was madly in love and then after kids came into effect, then all of a sudden they got separated? All of a sudden he left her alone? All of a sudden they start having more arguments and all this and that or whatever? Think about that. You can plan all you want to plan. But you better plan the way God ordained you to plan, because guess what? Your plan would not usurp the authority of God. It won't. And so think about that though too, while you numb. You can numb yourself into hell. You can numb yourself into a hellish relationship or a hellish baby mama or a hellish baby father. And so be very careful, people. Be very careful, man. That's all I'm saying. Get a healthy mind. At the end of the day, if you don't hear nothing I had to say, even if you're not a spiritual person or a godly person like myself, all I'm going to say to you is, which I recommend Christ to everybody that's watching this, because you need to drink of the water of Christ, because that's the best place ever. However, if you don't choose to, let me say this to you, is that at the end of the day, if you don't have a healthy mind, you will never make a healthy decision. If you do not have a healthy mind, you will never make a healthy decision. I'm telling you, you will only be led by the emotions of your life. And being led by the emotions of your life will lead you on an emotional roller coaster that will lead you into a place of death. And now you're wondering why you want to commit suicide. You're wondering why you're ready to give up. You're wondering why you feel like you have been basically deserted. Why? Because I made an unhealthy decision, which caused unhealthy results. But the good thing about those that believe in God is he's a redeemer. He's a redeemer. Jesus Christ is our redeemer, man. This is why I'm saying I am nothing without Christ. Because I know the places my mind have gone. Have y'all ever, and then I'm done. Have y'all ever just been in a place mentally where you was about to just throw in the towel? And then a worship song came on? Or something dropped in your spirit and you immediately just shifted? This is why you got to know Jesus, man. I'm telling you, listen, because without Christ, I'm crazy. Hear what I'm saying? Without Christ, I'm crazy. And I'm crazy because I'm saying the things that happens in my mind that without him, I don't have a sound mind. Without him, I don't have peace. Without him, listen to me, I don't have hope. Without Jesus, I ain't got no faith. Because guess what? The world system has let me down. The ways of the world only fulfilled me for a moment. And after that moment has passed, I still woke up depressed after going to the clubs, after sleeping with women, after going to the, the after parties, after going to the award shows when I was in the music industry, after going to sleeping with celebrity women, the whole nine. After all of that, I was still in a dark place. I was still in a very dark place because the ways of the world can only fulfill you but for a moment. But the ways of God can fulfill you for a lifetime. I did it all, y'all. I done been on the Vegas Strip. I done been I done did it. I've did it. I've done it. Listen, But I also follow. See, the thing is this: I tried the world and I also tried Christ. I tried the world and I also tried Christ. And I'm telling you, the world can't compare to Christ. The world can never compare to Christ for me. I did it, man. My little dude going through something right now. If y'all don't know, is a lot of y'all, some of y'all, my new followers don't know that I was real heavy in the music industry. I did a lot of things in the music industry, and that was my history. And one of the last things I did was, and everybody knows this, I discovered August Alsina, and he was the guy who did the entanglement with Jada and Will Smith. I remember I moved August when I was living in Atlanta. I moved August from Houston to Atlanta with me. We did a lot of things or whatever. And let me help you understand something. Even at that time, I remember August like really just in a developmental stage. Watch this and hear what I'm saying real fast. A developmental stage, searching for life, etc. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that's very transparent. As a mentor and a leader at the time, I'm gonna say I was a bad influence. Hear what I'm saying to you? I was a bad influence. And so when I look at a lot of his decisions, I literally hurt sometimes, and I actually cried because I felt like God entrusted me with this person at a very young age. But I was so lost in myself that I couldn't really give him what he needed. As a person who helped him get on the scene of celebrity, helped change his whole life. And I still suffer sometimes from that, because he was the first artist that I literally took myself and developed and helped become what he was at one point in life. My point of saying that is this: when you look at your decisions, they will sometimes affect your tomorrow. Even when you put, when God trusts people with you, if you're not careful, what you do today can affect their tomorrow. Hear what I'm saying to you. What you do today can affect their tomorrow. This is why I am committed to being faithful to you guys, because what I do today can affect y'all tomorrow. I can't right my wrong, but I could get on live and be honest, and I could become everything that God ordained me to be to help y'all lives get better. Why? Because I want you to have a better tomorrow. I don't want you to make a decision that causes you to have a painful tomorrow. I want you to trust God's process. And I thank you for listening to me in this season. And I'm transparent, not because I'm trying to expose my business. I'm transparent because I need y'all to understand that God chose me in an imperfect place, but at a perfect time. I'm an imperfect man, but I'm chosen at a perfect time. And so are you. You have been chosen to be better. You have been chosen to break the curse. You have been chosen to do right. I don't care how much wrong you did. You have been chosen to make a better decision. You have been chosen to be loved. You have been chosen to be amazing. You have been chosen to be fruitful and to multiply greatness. You have been chosen to speak life over death. You have been chosen to look at darkness and command life and light. You have been chosen not to keep dwelling in a miserable place. You have been chosen to command your day to be beautiful. You have been chosen to walk with a soulmate that God specifically designed for you. Don't ever tell yourself that you don't deserve to be loved because of your history. Don't ever tell yourself because of what you did in your yesterday, somebody made a bad decision in there today, that you can help somebody else. God has grace upon your life. And you are chosen despite of what you did yesterday, despite of who you hurt yesterday, listen to me, man. You are still chosen, and it don't matter if they have not forgiven you. God has forgiven you. You forgive yourself and you let that go. I'm not talking about walking in arrogance, but I am saying know your power to forgive and to let go, even if they don't forgive you. You have no point to prove. You take it up with God. You yield your heart and your spirit to Jesus Christ, and he'll always redeem you, no matter what. So I hope this blessed y'all today. I hope this helped somebody. I love y'all so much for sticking it out with me. You might want to replay it. You might want to share it. You might want to tag somebody in it. But I just say this, man. We all did some damaged things. We don't have to live damaged lives. We did some damaging things. We don't have to live damaged lives. I'm going to say that one more time. Make it personal. I have done some damaging things. That does not mean that I have to live out the damage. Because I can go to my God and I can repent. And so can you. And you can ask God to help you get it right. If you have chose some bad relationships or chosen some bad relationships with some bad people, you don't have to keep choosing another bad relationship. If you was bad in your relationship, you don't have to keep having that same attitude. You can ask God to change your attitude and to help you with your attitude. If you got mood swings, you can ask God to help you with your deliverance. And also, you can have friendships that can also help you. Girl, help me with this deliverance because I need help with my attitude. Let me know when I got an attitude. Let me know when I'm acting funky. Let me know when I'm talking to my man in a way I shouldn't talk to him, because sometimes I don't see it. And sometimes we don't see our ways. But we need those friends of correction. Those people who ain't passive aggressive, who know how to speak to us in love and check us when we're wrong and still love us when we're wrong. But they ain't afraid to tell me my stuff stink. I love y'all, man. My life is a sacrifice for y'all. I ain't never giving up on y'all. I pray that y'all keep me covered in prayer. I pray that y'all don't, give up on me. I'm an imperfect man, but I'm striving to be what God ordained at the end of the day. So let's not live in damage. Although y'all may think that 2020 felt like a damaging year, it's not. It's the will of the Lord. And I promise you, if you can acknowledge God in this season, I promise you, although it's 2 more months left, God can change your life for the better in an instant. And if anybody lost anybody to COVID, my prayers are with you and your family. I'm not being insensitive. I'll be praying for you guys. I love you all. I pray for your family for healing. But just know that God has a reason. God has a reason for everything. And if we can trust him and yield to him, I'm telling you, it may not make sense today, but it'll make sense tomorrow. I love y'all, and thank y'all for supporting me. Follow me on Instagram if you're not on Instagram, and follow me on Facebook if you're not on my Facebook page. Pastor Sharif De La Cruz at Instagram. I am Sharif. I love y'all. God bless.